you're not used to this kind of stuff, but don't worry, we'll get to that later. First I'm gonna have to start cooking because it's gonna be dark really soon. It's almost 5 o'clock now. It's gonna be dark in 2 hours, so I'm gonna start cooking and we'll talk all about while I'm doing some Hungarian goulash, one of my favorite dishes out in the wild. So the Hungarian goulash is a very simple dish to make. You only need lots of onions, you got your peppers, you got your meat, of course I've got sausages and some pork, and you got your potatoes, and I want to add some green chilies as well. So I'm gonna start cooking it all up. I have a cauldron, I'm gonna pop everything into the cauldron and I'm gonna explain everything that I do while I do it. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare the onions, because once the meat is going in, very soon after that the onions is gonna go in. So the more onions you have, the better. If I'm gonna have a kilo of meat, I'm gonna have a kilo of onions. Don't worry, we'll have to boil everything up until the onion is melted, so you won't even see it there. This is more like a Dutch oven than a cauldron, but it's pretty neat. I'll drop a link below if you want to get this. This is from Amazon. I'm just feeding wood from the top first until it's gonna get going, and then basically you'll have to feed from here. Like that. First thing to go in is the meat. The whole idea is to seal the meat up. So you want to get it nice and fried up before we add the onions. Next, time for the peppers. Right, so let me show you around the campsite real quick. This is where I've spent the night, and this is my one bedroom apartment. Double bed in there, very comfortable. And this is the diesel heater that I'm using, and I'm taking a pipe through the back window right there, and I used to cover that holes with some stuff. Now I've taken him off. And this is the battery. I've tucked it under the Jeep last night just so it won't get wet. I think they are waterproof as well, but just to be sure, I've tucked it in there. So the diesel heater was running great. You can see now it's 9 degrees outside, but last night probably dropped to, I would say, 2 or 3. I turned it on actually when I went to bed, and it was so warm in there. I just shut it off, and I think I've waked up around 5, and it was like really cold. So I've just popped out. I've started again for another maybe 1 hour, and that was it. Battery is still holding up. I haven't even charged it. I didn't even check to see how was the voltage when I opened up the box, but it's still running great. Now I think we are at, let me just check again. We're at 12.7, yeah. So in the manual you can see the voltage, and it will tell you approximately the capacity, the remaining capacity of the battery. But it's a lithium battery. It will run forever, especially with the diesel heater. Now I do have other power banks that I'm using to charge up the phones and all that, the drones and whatever, but none of those power banks will be able to run a diesel heater, because at startup maybe they'll be using around 12 or 13 amps. They're pulling a lot of power at startup and shut off. So you will need a battery to run a diesel heater. You can't just use a regular power bank. So how is life after being a truck driver for 10 years? The way I feel right now is like I'm being reborn. I'm doing all the things that I wished I had time to do. I'm meeting all the people that I wished I've met all these years when I was working long hours. Everybody was doing something else and I was doing, well, trucking. And I'm just leaving. I'm in a beautiful country. I'm back home in Romania, and I absolutely love it. I love going camping into places like this, wild places when nobody can bother you and nobody can tell you what to do. That was one thing about England, you know. You just don't have this freedom to go out to have a campfire. I didn't had a lot of friends back then, back in England, because you just can't make friends when you're working 12 or 13 or 15 hours a day. I've missed a lot of my son growing up, and I'm starting to make it up now. But the thing is, I don't regret anything. If I wouldn't been a truck driver, I wouldn't have seen it how I see it now, if that makes sense. See, trucking is both a lifestyle and a passion. Now, the passion was always there for me. I remember when I was younger. I remember I had these huge posters of the Volvo trucks on my walls, and I absolutely loved trucks. I still love trucks right now. I still love anything that has an engine, but especially trucks. And I wanted to make that passion into a lifestyle, but it just doesn't work that way. Things have changed, times have changed. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of hours, and even though you're just driving, yeah, there are harder jobs, don't get me wrong, but you're missing life. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to all the festivals, I'm meeting all the people, all the friends and all that. I just started living again. Financially, I'll have to say I'm not that well as I was back in the UK, but in the UK, even though I've earned more money, the life in general in the UK is more expensive here than here in Romania. So you can I can say I'm at the same level, but I'm not earning as much, if you know what I mean. And one more thing, while I was a truck driver, especially back in the UK, all my life was like a flat single line. There were no ups and no downs. I've worked, I came home, I've seen my son, seen my family while I could and when I could, but there was just no ups and downs. Now I'm starting to feel the ups and the downs, and it's absolutely wonderful because that's life and that's how it should be lived, with the ups and with the downs. Don't regret anything, but I'm just happy I've made this step. I cannot be happier. Life is changing, and probably so will this channel. I think about a lot if I should start another channel to do these kinds of things, going out outdoors, speak about something or whatever, or do my runs with the guys, the overlanding and the off-roading and all that. I wanted to start another channel. Actually, I did. I only posted one video there, but I've decided to move this channel's main topic from the truck vlogs to what I'm doing now. Because after all, I've never called this channel Trucker Raul. It was always Raul 689, and this channel basically is my life. I had the trucking side of it, the videos will stay there, but now I'm doing something else and I wanted to do it on this channel. I know a lot of you probably will unsubscribe, that's perfectly fine. There will be no more truck videos on this channel. It's gonna be something like this maybe. Thanks for sticking by, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.